students, I'm back with another video on the famous poem The Lady of Shallot by Alfred Lord Tennyson. In my previous videos, I had taken up a few portions of the part 3 of this poem. So we are going to proceed further from the previous video. So let's have the original lines first. As often through the purple night, below the starry clusters bright, some bearded meteor, trailing light, moves over green shallot. Now, as I had told you people earlier, that the appearance of Sir Lancelot, which his image, which was reflected by the mirror, which was hanging in the room of the lady, it has been very, his appearance has been very graphically described by the poet. So here again, the poet has used a very beautiful simile to compare the beauty of the appearance of Sir Lancelot. So let's have the lines now. The poet says, as often through the purple night, below the starry clusters bright. The, you can say, the appearance of Sir Lancelot has been compared to that of some meteor, a meteor. The poet says that Sir Lancelot, who was riding on a horse, he appeared like some bearded meteor trailing light. He appeared like a meteor which is emitting light, and that meteor which moves over green shallot which was all covered with greenery at the time of purple night, at the time of night when the whole surroundings are covered with darkness. Below the starry clusters bright, and the sky is covered with stars. Suddenly, a meteor just passes over Shallot. And the brightness of that meteor is very striking, and it appears to be all the more bright because of the dark background of the night. Similarly, Sir Lancelot was shining brightly in the backdrop of the greenery of Shalott while he was riding on a horse at the time of day. Once again, I'm taking up the whole thing. The poet in these lines says that Sir Lancelot, who was riding on a horse, he appeared like a shining meteor which passes over the sky of Shalott, which is covered with greenery, and that meteor is shining very brightly, and its light is all the more bright because it is the time of night and the whole sky is covered with stars. So you can very well imagine that if the sky is all covered with stars and at the time of night, when some meteor passes through the sky, naturally it will be, the sight will be eye capturing. In the same way, the appearance of Sir Lancelot was very you can say very impressive. That's why the lady got attracted towards that image. Let's proceed further. His broad clear brow in sunlight glowed, on burnished hooves his war horse trode. From underneath his helmet flowed his coal black curls as he rode down from Camelot. Now again the same appearance of Sir Lancelot is being described here. The poet says that it was broad daylight, so the broad clear brow, the forehead of Sir Lancelot was very much visible in the mirror, and his war horse was it was treading on hooves, and the hooves were covered with metal. The hooves were, you can say, the horses generally are supposed to, they are just made to wear horseshoe sort of metal is just connected or attached to their hooves by way of nails. So that produces a certain kind of sound, clicking sound when it strikes the surface. So the war horse on which Sir Lancelot was riding, that was also producing the sound because of that metal. And the broad forehead of Sir Lancelot was visible through the mirror, and he was wearing a helmet, as had been earlier, you can say, discussed by the poet. The Sir Lancelot was wearing a helmet over on his head, and through that helmet, his black curls, coal black hair were flowing. As he was riding, the his hair was flowing because of the pressure of the air as he rode down from Camelot, as he was passing through the passage of Camelot. See, in this particular paragraph, the poet has very beautifully captured the image of Sir Lancelot. He had a broad forehead. He was riding on a war horse, and the war horse was creating a clicking sound as it was treading on the surface because of its hooves, metal on its hooves. And Sir Lancelot was wearing a helmet, and through that helmet, his black curly hair, they were flowing because of the wind, and in such a manner he was riding through that passage, which was connecting the island to the city of Camelot. Let's proceed further. From the bank and from the river he flashed into the crystal mirror. Tira lira, sang Sir Lancelot. And I told you people that the mirror reflected the images not only of the city of Camelot but also of the passage which connected the island where the lady was residing to the city of Camelot. So Sir Lancelot was, you can say, riding through that passage which was, you can say, covering the distance of city and the island, and his image suddenly flashed into that crystal mirror which was hanging in the room of the lady. And Sir Lancelot was in a jolly mood. He was singing, and perhaps tira lira, this particular sound, you can say, this was the opening sound that he was just singing, creating. Sir Lancelot was singing some song, and these were the musical notes that he was creating. And in such a jolly mood, he was riding on the horse and passing through that passage. She left the web, she left the loom, she made 3 paces through the room. She saw the water flower bloom, she saw the helmet and the plume, she looked down to Camelot. And suddenly, when the image of Sir Lancelot was reflected by the mirror, the lady got so much attracted towards Sir Lancelot that she forgot all about the curse. And as I had told you in the very beginning of the poem, that she was not supposed to look out of that window. So suddenly she forgot everything, and she left the web, she left the tapestry that she was weaving up till now, she left it, and she left the loom on which she was working. And in 3 paces, she covered the whole room very quickly. Within 3 paces, she covered the distance from the place where she was sitting to the window. And when she looked outside the window, she saw the water flower bloom. She saw the water flower which was blooming near her window. And she saw the helmet and the plume of Sir Lancelot, or you can say she saw directly the figure of Sir Lancelot. She looked down to Camelot, and forgetting everything, forgetting that she was not supposed to look outside her window, forgetting that she was not supposed to look at any person in particular, she just looked down to Camelot. So now this line is full of suspense. It is, you can say, a kind of rising, a kind of anxiety, a kind of excitement is rising. We can feel that sort of wave rising in our hearts, that what will happen next. So this was the situation in which the lady found herself when she looked at the image of Sir Lancelot. Immediately she forgot about everything, and she just started looking outside the window and saw directly Sir Lancelot. So that's all for today. I hope the lines are clear to you people. We'll be continuing the same poem in my next video also.